Question 6 is coming from Quadratics. A line has this equation here and a curve has this equation where C is a constant. The line is a tangent to the curve at point P. Okay, find the possible values of C and the corresponding coordinates of P. So since these two are meeting, then we can say for intersection, we solve these two simultaneously. Okay, so where there is Y, I will use substitution. So this one, I'm going to put it in the place of Y here. Okay, so I can have cx squared then plus 2x minus 3, which is equal to 6x minus c. Then bring everything this side to form one quadratic equation. We shall have cx squared, then 2x minus 6x, that one will give us negative 4x, and then minus 3, then plus c, which is equal to what? 0. Now, this is a quadratic equation we have gotten from these two. Okay, so that means when we are solving this one, we can use the quadratic formula, which states that x is equal to minus b, then plus or minus to the root of b squared minus 4ac out of 2a. Okay, now in here, this discriminant here under the square root sign is very important in giving us the nature of the roots. If this one is equal to 0, that means we are going to see this whole thing disappearing, and then we remain with only this one here, which is the repeated root. So that repeated root is always minus b over 2a. Then if this one is greater than 0, that means you're going to have a value here. So you will consider the plus and then the minus. That means you're going to get 2 points of intersection. Okay. Then if this one is less than 0, that means you're having a square root of a negative. And those are complex roots. You are not going to have an answer here in the real system. So that means the line and the curve do not intersect. Okay. Now, since they say that this line is a tangent meets the circle at only one point. That means there is a repeated root there. Okay. So I will say for tangency, then b squared minus 4ac has to be equal to 0. What is our b? Is negative 4. We square it, then minus 4. What is our a? Is the c here. Okay. And then what is the c? Is the whole of this one here, minus 3, then plus c. I equate this one to 0. When you square this 4 here, you will get a 16. Then minus 4c times minus 3, that one will give us a positive 12c. And then minus 4c times c, you will get negative 4c squared, which is equal to what? 0. Okay. This is a quadratic equation. I can actually divide all through by negative 4. Divide all through by negative 4 such that the coefficient of c squared here becomes a positive. So that means we shall have c squared. Then 12 divided by negative 4, you will get negative 3. So negative 3 of c. And then here you will get negative 4, which is equal to 0. Two numbers, when I multiply them, they give me negative 4. But when I add them, they give me negative 3. That means we shall have negative 4 and positive 1. So meaning c here, we shall write the factors as c plus 1, because this one is a positive. And then the other one is going to be c minus 4, because this one is a what? A minus. Okay. Then from here, c is going to be equal to negative 1. That is one value. And then also c is going to be equal to 4. Remember, they said find the possible values of c and the corresponding coordinates of p. So for c equal to 1, for c equal to negative 1, now put here in this quadratic equation for the solution of these two. Okay. Now we shall have negative x squared, then minus 4x. Then when I put negative 1 here, this will be negative 4. You see that? Which is equal to 0. This one I can divide all through by negative 1. That means we shall have x squared, then plus 4x, then plus 4, which is equal to 0. Two numbers, when you multiply them, they give you 4. But when you add them, they also give you 4. Of course, that is a 2 and 2. So meaning we have x plus 2. Then the other one is also x plus 2. But instead of writing this, then I just write x plus 2 squared, which is equal to 0. So now, when we take the square root and then we take the 2 the other side, x is going to be equal to negative 2. Now, from here, I can get the value of y by substituting either in this one or this one here. But I think the easiest one would be this one. Okay. So y is going to be 6x minus c y is equal to 6, then the x value is a negative 2, then minus c is a minus 1. So meaning this one is going to be a plus. So we shall get negative 12, then plus 1, which gives us a negative 11. All right. So that means P, the corresponding coordinates of P here are going to be negative 2 and then negative 11. Okay. Similarly, for C, which is equal to, for C, which is equal to 4, then we also go back to this equation here and we substitute accordingly. So we shall have 4x squared, then minus 4x. Now here we shall have negative 3, then plus 4. This one gives us a positive 1, right? So we shall have plus 1, which is equal to what? 0. Okay. Now, here, this one, I can use the calculator straight away. It's a quadratic equation, so I come to equation here, then 3, then we put in 4, and then negative 4, and then positive 1. So we get a half, which is only that a half. Okay. Now we come here and we say this x here is equal to a half. So cross multiply, we shall get 2x, okay, minus 1, then squared, because it is one repeated root. Okay. That is that. So for x is equal to a half, then what will be y? Y is going to be 6, then x, then minus c, which c is what? A 4. So that is a 4. Here we are going to have 3 minus 4, which is a negative what? 1. So meaning the corresponding coordinates of P here, we are going to have a half and then negative 1. As simple as that.